columns is, let's say minimum value is 1, maximum value is 1000, and it is, I'm selecting this one, and here I'm closing the bracket and enter. We have got the values. Now what I'll do, I'll select the data and control C, and I'll go back to the first cell and then paste it as values. Okay, now if you click on any of the cell, you see there is no formula coming here for the cell description part. It is these are the values. This is not the projection of any formula. If you delete any value, that will be remain deleted because there is no formula now. You can do any calculation on this data now. Is this clear to everyone? Just now we have got all the integer values because in our formula we have selected true for the integer. If you want to select false for the integer, then your values will contain decimal numbers also.
But ma'am,
Is
why is this being used? What is the use of this function?
Sometimes we need to get random values to do some sample testing. Like one example can be, let's say, password generation. Okay, so you might have seen like first password that you receive is a random password that gets generated from these values. Like this can be one scenario to generate the random password. We are giving some random values. Sometimes we need to do some test cases. I need to run some test cases on my software which takes integer values. So I will make sure that my software is running on multiple values and ensuring that it is running fine. So what I'll do, I'll generate some random values, I'll put in the software so that it gives me successful rates for all the test cases for all the values. So this can be another scenario. Okay.
Ma'am, can we also give a length restriction, like each row which cannot be
Which
more than
restriction?
the length, maximum length for each?
No, you can use only these arguments which are available in this function. Okay, so these are the only arguments you can use: rows, columns, minimum, maximum, and integer. So if you see indirectly, you are getting length from here,
Range.
minimum and maximum. Let's say you want only length of two integers. So what you can do? Let's say it is 10 and 10. So I'll select from 10, sorry, not from 10. Let's say from 9 till 99. Okay, and integer, let's say I am selecting yes. Wait, I have selected enter, just a minute. So here the last thing we have to add, mm, 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 true. Okay, now what will happen in this case? Let's say your range is exceeding the minimum and maximum value. So it will start repeating the values because 10 into 10 is 100. But for example, here you have taken 1000 number of values, or let's say 10 number of values. So for remaining 90 range, the values will get repeated. So indirectly, you can get length from here. This is what I'm saying.
And this we don't have any
Okay.
option for varchar. I mean,
I'm not able to hear you properly. Can you come
I'm
again?
saying, like integer, we don't have any similar function for creating uh, character data, test data, right?
No, character random thing we don't have. This rand array function only we can use for numbers, and there is no other function for character random. Right now, we don't have.
Okay.
Okay, but why we have discussed this? Because this is important. Random numbers are very important. We use that. You might not be using it till now, but whenever you will be working as a data analyst profession in some company, or you might be changing your position, or you might be having some responsibility accordingly, then you will be using this function very frequently. That's why we have explicitly this function in our curriculum. Okay. Is this clear to everyone? It is very simple. You just need to make sure that whatever data you have received, you are pasting that data as a values instead of keeping it just as a projection of your formula. Clear to all?